Hey guys, Joshua Zamora here with a great session inside the Samurai Dojo with a very smart marketer who I'm excited to have on here today. I actually got the pleasure of meeting a few months back, and finally we got to actually speak again online. It's been a while since I've spoken to him, but we are on here with Neil Napier today, and we're going to be talking about some very awesome stuff that's going to help you to make money a lot easier and to your surprise, without having to actually create the content yourself. So that's something that you really want to pay attention to because one of the biggest things that kind of holds people back from actually becoming successful is that content creation part, and they don't really know what content to use, where to get it, how to put it together, and sometimes it can take a long time to get that whole process together. So I'm excited to have Neil on here, and we're also going to be talking about a very powerful software that he's put together that makes all of this a lot easier. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But Neil, great to have you here. Looking forward to spending some time with you.
Good to hear as well. Good to be here as well, Joshua. Thanks.
Awesome. So let's kind of get started with a little bit about you because there's probably some people on my list who don't know who you are, where you came from. So give us a little bit of background. How did you get started in online marketing? When did you got started, and kind of when you hit that big break where you knew that you kind of quote unquote made it in your terms.
Sure. I started like most people do by offering services to other people. So I was doing a lot of writing on places like Fiverr and Odesk, and it was a good gig, but it just didn't pay enough. And I kind of taught myself how to do copywriting. And in 2013, I was writing copy for a lot of people. I was running the email marketing campaigns. So being in the market, it was easy to get connected to everyone. And I think in a way I got lucky because even before I launched my first, product, I knew almost everyone in the industry, which is really good because when you are then launching something, it does become easier to be successful. And we had a really good 2013. In the first 6-7 months or so, we did, I think, over $700,000 in sales. And I think the pinnacle of it was right at the end of 2013 with some of the Facebook products becoming really big. And I remember one of the first ones to launch a product that would allow you to auto-populate your fan pages with content. And I know we'll talk about this in a bit, but for me, it's always been really good to see what kind of content other people are using and actually leverage that. And like I said, that was the best product that we ever did in 2013 and 2013. And since then, my own blogs and everything that I've built now, and I don't build that many anymore, but the ones that I do rely a lot on curated content. And because I know, I mean, people, write well, people create good kind of videos, so why recreate it myself? And but I mean, it's been a good road, but I think it's always evolving as well. Like right now, we're getting into video marketing because we know how hot that is, and everyone's doing videos. And there were softwares like Explaindio or Video Maker Effects or Easy Sketch Pro, and people know the value of video marketing going forward, and that's something we are aligning ourselves to as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and I 100% agree. And actually, there's been some gigantic sites, actually gigantic sites that were built and still continue to run with, like you said, curated content using other people's information to make money, and that's very powerful. I think there's one of the biggest SEO blogs out there. All the guy pretty much does is just curate the information of what's going on from other different blogs and just posts a little snippet on his blog, and he gets a ton of traffic, and it's all other people's content. He just writes a small piece of what he thinks about it.
Yeah.
So that's very, very powerful, and that's good as well. Going from Facebook to now video. So what are some of the things that you see are powerful when it comes to using video content, curating video? Because that kind of can get, I don't know, maybe tricky. I've never done really
Sure.
much video creation, so how
Sure.
does that work? And please explain some of that.
Sure. I think let's compare text and video for a second, because I think when it comes to video, some rules are stricter, some rules are easier. So what I mean by that is, say, if I was creating an SEO curated content site like you just talked about, I really have to find the best content out there. Second best just wouldn't cut it. So I really have to spend day and night reading a lot, going through a lot and finding out what people want, what's cutting edge, if I could say that. with video marketing, it's kind of easier because, there's some videos that remain evergreen for lifetime. There's some videos that people watch it once and they want to watch it again and again and again. And unlike content where you have to read the whole thing, with video you can quickly span through it. Like on YouTube, you can actually watch videos at 2 times the speed if you wanted to. You can read other people's comments. You can read, the number of views. You can check that out. You can check the number of positive rating. So it all becomes easier for you to add, to create video curated content because it's less work. I mean, a lot of work has already been done for you. Think about it like this: if I was taking text-based content, sure, it's good, but I have no analytics on it. I have no idea if someone likes it or not. But if I have video content, I know exactly what's working, and I know exactly what people continue to watch. And there are some really, really good video artists out there. There are people actually who make money with nothing but running their own videos on YouTube, and that as a phenomena is much more attractive to a marketer, to a content creator, than say just the text-based content.
Yeah, absolutely, and I agree. And it's amazing how much money people are making just on YouTube. I mean, my wife, she follows several different beauty bloggers on YouTube, and she told me, I think a couple weeks ago, that one of the biggest beauty bloggers on YouTube is expected to make over, I think, about $112 million this year, because she's broken out and used the power of YouTube to start her own makeup line and things like that. So it's just amazing how much money is on there.
Yeah.
But one quick question about using video for curation.
Sure.
Now, I do know that with YouTube you can embed videos on your website. So when you're talking about video creation, is that what you mean? You're going to be creating a website where you're embedding someone else's video, or are you going to be creating your own video and about that video and posting it on a website?
I mean, we know that the process of creating your own video and posting it on YouTube and other, video marketing services, video sharing services works. It's a good idea. So if you've got software like Explain Video, Easy Sketch Pro, like the ones I was talking about, it is a good idea to create your own videos, whether they're information-based video or sales videos, and put them on all these sites. But what do you do then? Because, simply, this is like one-way traffic. You are still, at the end of the day, building someone else's business, YouTube business or Vimeo business, because they're getting all the traffic at the end of the day. But how do you leverage some of that and bring it back to yourself? How do you leverage some of their content now and build your own empire? And I think that's what I like doing, is because all of these big guys have a lot of content that is really, really good, and they don't mind us building a site out of it. They don't mind us still promoting their videos on our websites. So when I talk about video curation, I actually talk about simply picking a really good niche out there, and it can be a passionate niche, say for example cooking lessons or guitar lessons, and going out there on YouTube, finding good content videos, good videos that talk about how to play guitar, how to cook good food, different kinds of food, and creating a whole curated site with it. I mean, think about, if I again think of an example of cooking, right? You can make different kind of foods. You can make Mexican, you can make Indian, Chinese, and say if you had a recipe site, or a curated recipe site, you could grab 10 best videos for all these different kinds of foods and put them on your site, and instantly you have an authority in your market, because now you're the go-to food blog that people can go to and check out, various recipes on things they want to make. And of course, I mean, they could still go to YouTube, but they get not just one but 10, well, maybe even 100 videos on your site. So the value that you can provide in a curated site is so much higher.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds amazing, and it actually sounds easier, because I was thinking that if people have to make videos out of these videos, it takes a little bit longer, a little bit of extra work. But that sounds genius, that you're out there leveraging other people's content and actual videos and putting them on your website. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's 100% legal, because YouTube gives you the ability to embed videos on your website. They give you that code, so that you're not, if there's people thinking that you're stealing other people's content, you're really not. You're just using the function that YouTube has built in. And it's amazing, because one of the things that I'm astonished about as well is some of the amazing videos that people put on YouTube that they have no idea how to monetize them. So us as marketers who can leverage that, who we're able to recognize great content and able to monetize it, because there's so many people on YouTube who just all they know how to do is put up great content and don't really know how to monetize it. So I guess that's from my thought process, that's where we can come in and monetize those videos. And
I mean,
that's a great idea to put just a whole website on specific niche products. But sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say?
this is what we are good at, like you were saying. I mean, at the end of the day, not just me, but I know everyone watching this is a marketer. We're not the core video creators like the movie producers, but we are marketers. So when we see some good content, we can make money with it, even though sometimes we can't create the best content out there. And I'm okay with that. So which is why curation works for me, because I know that even though I can't make, the kind of videos that a lot of nice, good artists make, I know I can still use them and make money for them, for example, if I'm working for them, or make money for myself by using their content.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, all of this sounds awesome. I mean, it sounds so simple that anyone can actually go out there and do it because the content is already out there. The content is on YouTube. People just have to be willing to go out there and find this content. And you've actually created a software that makes this whole process a lot easier. So let's kind of jump into a demo of that and show people
Sure.
just how easy it can be to go out there and start creating these curated video sites.
Sure. Please tell me when you see the screen.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, now I've skipped past the point where I actually create a subdomain. It's really, really simple. All I have to do is pick a subdomain name, enter it, and it's set and up and running. And this is what the basic site looks like. I mean, I haven't added too many videos to it, but this is how it simply looks. Let me actually just go in and show you what happens when I click on each video link. So as you can see right here, all these links have, proper SEO rules that they're following. So all the keywords are there. There's description here as well. There's also social sharing here as well built in. So if you wanted to do that, you could do so. There's also, you can check out the number of views of the video on this site, not on YouTube, but on this site itself. So again, as you can see, we've just picked up a lot of content from YouTube. Here are a lot of videos from YouTube as well. People can leave a comment. So in a way, this is, what we didn't want to do was build a site that people just come to and then they leave. No, we wanted to build an engagement community, and this is it, because we have noticed that a lot of sites out there, curated sites out there, go crazy viral because of the engagement that they build in, and that's something we wanted to build in here as well, especially with all the social sharing. And let me actually take you into the back end, because one thing I also wanted to point out was that all these sites that you see that I'm going to show you are translation ready, which means that if you wanted to create it in, say, Spanish or German or French or any other language, for example, you could in fact do that as well. So let's go into the admin area.
Before you do that, can you jump back to the other? I want to just point something out that looks very, very powerful.
Sure.
It seems like there. Well, let me click on your screen.
Yeah.
It seems like there on the bottom you can actually comment with Facebook. So not only are you getting people to stay on your website, if they comment, you're going to get some of that social interaction by people leaving comments and that getting posted on their Facebook wall, right?
Yep, that's 100% correct. That's correct. Actually, this is something I wanted to show. I mean, we're still working on it at the moment, but this is a mechanism to collect leads on the site as well. So that's something we know is important as well. If you build a curated site, if you get any kind of organic traffic, you want to get the most juice out of it, and the way to do that is building leads right within the site itself without sending people anywhere.
That is awesome. All right, so go ahead and continue, because I know other languages is a big thing that I get asked about as well. I have a ton of people on my list who are in different places, so let's go into that.
Sure. So as you can see right now, on this page, I've got various different settings. So the way it works when you first come in is all these numbers are 0, and of course, because you don't have any videos on there, you don't have any views on there. But as you keep on putting more and more videos, as you start getting organic traffic, it becomes easy to populate this field right here, which is what I'm after, which is the views. But let me show you how easy it is to operate it, and I want to emphasize that because when we created this, we wanted to create something that truly was push button, because we don't want you to go out there and spend days and days finding the right kind of videos for your sites. No, it needs to be easier. So adding a category, which we know is good for SEO as well, and usability is very easy. Just put in a name. So for example, I could say Joshua, so all the videos from Joshua's marketing would go here, and I would simply add this category. When I do, you will see that it will be updated on the home page. So if I go back here, the category Joshua will then become available over there. Let me actually do that right now. So Joshua is there, and let me refresh that. And as you can see, Joshua is there as well. I can move this around if I didn't want it up there, so I can move it further down just so that it didn't interfere with other things that I was working on. simple, very, very easy and effective to do. Next thing that I can do is add videos. So as you can see already, all these videos are already published. You can see, is it featured? No. Number of views, 1. What category is it in? And actually, before I even add a video, let me point towards SEO, because I know, Joshua, you do a lot of SEO. If I click the edit button, you'll see what happens. So this is the YouTube ID for the video. This is the source, as it were, pre-filled information. Now here's the title. I could edit this title to suit myself better if I wanted to, right? So if I only want to keep the traffic for my own sites, like I think one of these, let me see if there's a link. See, all the keywords are already there. Everything has been imported in. But some of these sites, some of these videos actually send traffic to another page. If you didn't want to do that, you could keep traffic within your own site. So in the description, you could put your own domain name. So for example, in this case, I would put kvsocial.com, as that's my company. So all the people who land on this video page will then, or can then, click on kvsocial.com and check out our website, for example.
And that's very powerful, because just going back to what I said earlier, where people are creating great content but not knowing how to monetize it, a lot of times they're creating great content and not even knowing how to optimize them to get more traffic. So the fact that you can rename the title and you yourself optimize it even further, I mean, that's even powerful, because, like I said, those people who are creating great content, they don't know about video SEO. They don't know about any kind of SEO. So you stepping in and optimizing it to your liking it's so awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, you can change other things. So see, I wouldn't do this, but I mean, we do give you the ability to change the number of views as well if you wanted to show that your site was indeed much more visited than it actually is. That's up to you. It's your call. But if you wanted to manually go in and change the number of views, sure, that's up to you. Just because I know some people, kind of like to fake it before they make it. So if you were into that sort of thing, you could do that. So you could make the video featured. So again, everything about the video you can edit on this page right here. All right. So if I go back now and show you how easy it is to add a video. So for example, let's say I wanted to go for a search and ad. I could look for Joshua. What this would do is it would automatically load all the videos. At the moment, it only loads up 5 videos, but then it will load up 50 videos, for example, is something we're expanding on. So you could add videos very quickly. You could add a specific video as well, or you could import a complete channel just by putting in an address. So let's say again, going back to the cooking thing, if you knew there was a cooking channel that was really good, what you could do is quickly import all the videos, leave the ones that you didn't want, but import 50 videos in one go related to that channel. So it becomes very easy to add more and more content to this site every time. And then one thing I wanted to show here was admin. So if you have an outsourcing team, if you don't want to spend a lot of time creating something like this, you could add another admin to it, which means simply adding an admin, which means the admin will get an email which would allow them to log into the site and continue to add videos if you don't want to do it yourself. And I'm running through this fast, but there are a ton of features in this that I want to show, which also includes translation. So for example, this is something that I added Finnish and German as well. So if you had, let's say, this original site came with only a couple of languages, English, and I think because we wanted to just put that in, there was some other language here. But what you can do is you can add another language. So when I add Finnish, I could click here and I could translate all the things right here. So I could change the name, site name from Vidlify to something else, something in Finnish. I could change the name of all these icons that you see. So translation could become whatever the word is in Finnish, and I could continue to update this myself to make sure that my customers who come from Finland can simply click on this link right here, the flag, and they can check out the site in Finnish. So this is how easy it is to translate the entire thing for you.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. One more thing I wanted to show at this point, and again, do understand that this is still being edited, is the lead panels. You can add any kind of lead panels that we have shown here. You can change the text within them. You can connect it with your autoresponder, and you will then be able to build a list with those lead panels. But the cool thing for me is that you can continue to add more videos to it as you go forward, and it really doesn't take more than a couple of minutes a day to add, say, 5 to 10 more videos to this site.
Yeah, and just so people understand, lead panels is pretty much the ability to capture leads. So not only are you able to use other people's videos, it allows you to obviously start building your list. So like Neo mentioned earlier, if you start getting into the cooking niche, or you start getting into recipes, or speaking Spanish, or things like that, all of these kind of niches you can build a list very, very quickly with it, and that's awesome that you've built that in.
Yeah, that's correct. We wanted to. I mean, because at the end of the day, that's what we want as well. So it makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And just so people can realize this as well, this is a 100% online based tool, right? You're not working on a downloadable software. You are working on your browser, which is an online based tool. So regardless if you're on a Mac or a PC, you can use this as long as you have an internet connection and an internet browser. You can go in and log into the software.
That's correct. I mean, it is very, very easy to get up and running with this.
Now, one question that I do have.
Sure.
Are people creating these sites on their own domain, or are they running it from Vidlify and creating their websites from Vidlify?
It's a very good question. At the moment, and this will continue to be, is that we host all the content for you, and there are a few reasons for that. Number one is security. I mean, if one of the sites get hacked, if you had it on your domain, it's possible that the others could too. So we didn't want that kind of risk because of how these sites are structured. Another reason is that this is a lot of content. If you think about it, like the upgrade actually has an option to schedule videos, to auto-import videos, and if you were to do that and add like say 20 or 50 more videos every week, it's going to get very heavy very quickly. So we didn't want you to worry about the traffic that you generate. So thing is, even if you don't have any hosting, even if you don't have a website name, you can still use this. But what if you had a website name? We're actually adding this in as we speak, is that you could redirect these files to your own domain name. So if someone lands on say joshuazamora.com, they would see this entire site, and over here, right here, they would see joshuazamora.com.
Very cool. But I like the fact that it's actually hosted on your site, because that alone eliminates a lot more work for people, because again, just like you said, they don't have to go out there and worry about buying domains, about installing WordPress or installing anything. They can purchase the software, go in there and start creating sites and start adding videos. So that cuts the workload even more.
And for these email addresses as well, I mean, we provide you, when you collect those email addresses, we provide you those in the dashboard. So if you don't want to run an autoresponder, completely fine. I mean, it's really up to you. So if you didn't want to invest any money in this after the purchase today, you don't have to. It's that kind of setup.
I love that. I love that. Awesome. So is there a few other things that you want to show, or can we talk about the details, when it's launching, what's going on, and all of that stuff?
I think let's talk about the details very quickly as well.
Perfect.
Yeah. Let me come back to this.
Let me see.
Okay.
All right. Hold on. All right. Perfect. So I kind of messed it up. So it's not going to go back and forth anymore on who's talking, because I clicked on you before. But so let's talk about when it's launching. When is this going live?
So this is going live at 11 a.m. Eastern on 26th of January. We're actually going to open it up for early bird. I mean, if you want to let your customers know, then at 9 a.m. Eastern, you can go ahead and grab the early bird copy, which is going to be very, very cheap. Trust me. So, yeah.
Awesome. Perfect. So I'll make sure that for those of you watching, make sure you look out for my email for Monday at 9 a.m. So you can get it at the best possible price. And also, you did mention that there's an upsell that allows you to kind of auto-import. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So there's an upsell which allows you to auto-import videos. Actually, I was talking to Radu about this, and Radu, by the way, is my partner on this launch. And, he had been working on the software for quite a while. So I asked him, hey, I saw this feature, and I know we have a scheduler as well. How does this one work? And he said it's really cool because it actually, you can add keywords to it. And as your customers, as your viewers rather for the site, come in and look for a particular video, and they say, show me more like these, then automatically the database pushes in more videos into the site. So in a way, it's like viral growth for your site as well. The more visitors you get, the bigger your site grows. But then we also have a scheduler which we are currently perfecting, and that would actually allow you to add videos. Say, I want a video on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, add these times. And again, if you have this kind of rhythm built in, then you can get new and curated content automatically available to you on these sites. Another thing that we have are the ads themselves. So, the front end with the main offer, you can actually go ahead and grab leads. But if you want to sell something right within the site, you can actually put banners right within the site. It's all pre-done. I mean, at the back, and you just have to get an image, you just have to get a URL and put that in there, and now you can show your ads to anyone and drive them to wherever you want. So that way you actually can promote affiliate offers, say related to cooking, and you can make money that way as well.
That sounds amazing. So for those of you watching, I highly recommend not only picking up the front end, but also the EOTO, because it seems like you can just take this and really take off with it. I think that's pretty much it. So guys, be on the lookout for my email on, you said the 26th, which is Monday, right?
Monday at
Mon
9 a.m. Eastern.
Perfect. So Monday, the 26th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm also going to have some great bonuses for you for those of you that pick up Vidlify through my link. It's going to be, all the bonus information is going to be right below this video. Neil, I want to thank you for being here and sharing this with us. You've put together a very powerful software. So guys, for those of you watching, make sure you pick up your copy on the 26th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Neil, thanks again, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you, Joshua. Bye.